the screw to it. You can see the screw, but you can still use your screwdriver and tighten it down from here. Not the screwdriver, apparently. You got to use a bigger one, like so, and screw it down a bit. This one doesn't work either. Different one. There we go. Nope. I have one more Phillips and hopefully it works. There we go. The biggest Phillips I have. Yep, and it fits perfectly. I guess you could get away with the flathead better than you could with the Phillips, because it does have like the slits going all the way from side to side. So if you had a Phillips on hand, you could do that. It'd probably be a bit easier, unless you had like a. Well, if you had a big Phillips on hand, you could use that. If you had a flathead, that would also be easier too. But that's basically what you want it to look like. Put the screwdriver deck down here because I don't use that one. Alright, and I'm gonna put the motherboard into the case again, exactly where I took it out from. Line the holes up with those little silver pegs, the gold ones, sorry, underneath. And then you also want your little things to line up, your USB ports and your video connections, that kind of thing. Also your audio, and if you guys have the older PCI connections, you can also plug those in, like wireless, not not wireless, like the old green and pink ones. Yeah, green and purple. You can plug in those keyboard and mouses. I don't know why you'd want to. Those are really outdated. I don't know why motherboards still come with them. Alright, so now you just want to reassemble the motherboard by putting all the screws back in. Make sure all the holes line up. You don't want to strip any of the screws, so make sure that the holes are lined up where the screw won't go in. And like I said, you don't want to tighten it all the way down. You just want to tighten it to have a little bit of thread, so it holds it down, but it doesn't hold it down completely to like break the board in half. We'll crack the board anyway. Yeah, so also put that right there. You just want to put all the screws in. Like I said, not too tight, just enough pressure to hold the board there while you can go and thread in the other screws. And then once you have all the screws in, use equal pressure to put the board down equally on all sides. It's not as bad as you drop a screw on top of the motherboard. Just try not to drop the screwdriver, like I said. Bad day. Alright, so over here is the Flowmaster. I don't know the exact model number. It's a Flowmaster fan though. It glows blue. They have like a little adapter. The wires see through. I wonder if it glows blue. I don't know. It has a little adapter to the old IDE power plugs. The 4-pin. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it. It also comes with these 4 screws. Pretty good. So back to over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to line it up like how this fan is going right here, the same blade way anyway, so it pushes air the same way. And that way you don't have backup pressure, because that could lead to overheating issues and your computer dying of suffocation and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna screw these in from the back. So just hold the fan up against it and then just kind of screw these 4 screws in the back. So I'm doing the cross pattern for equal pressure on all of them because I don't want any rattling fans and that kind of stuff. Really, whatever you're doing that involves like a certain pattern and has like an area in the center where it could have a side that's not fully pressed down, just cross pattern, put it down equally, and it'll save you a lot of time. You won't have to go back for anything in case something does happen. You did it the right way, and you don't cut corners. Cut corners, it doesn't come out nice, or it doesn't come out as how you want it to come out. You're not as pleased with it, and you just won't have as much fun as if you put all your time and work into it. You get a sense of pride in it. Alright. So, actually, I don't need to use this little adapter piece that comes with it. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that. And then I'm going to plug it into my power fan port over here next to my 24-pin plug for my power supply, which I actually have to put that in soon. It's going to go right here, right above my heat sink with the fan blowing down onto it. Hopefully that doesn't run into any issues. I'm pretty sure it won't. Should be fine. Alright, so for the next fan, I have to do the side panel, so I'm gonna switch back over here so you guys can watch that. Alright, so back over here, I have, this is the back of it, and the front of it. Alright, so it has 4 little pins to hold the fan in. It's a pretty easy swap over. All you gotta do is really just push this little pin back and then just put the new fan in. Should be good. New fan. Trash. This is another Cool Master with the adapter plug, which I actually think I will be using this time. Alright, so next comes the graphics card. This is my graphics card. I already showed it to you guys once, but here it is again, because it's awesome. And this time I will not almost be dropping it. Had a little bit of hair on it. That's what happens when you let it sit out so hard. Well, I actually just had it on top of a box, but there's moving air in here, so stuff gathers up quickly like dust. Alright, so let's switch back over here. Okay, so we're going to be installing the graphics card where I already have these priority mail strips set in. Like I showed you guys previously, there's really no use for them. I just didn't want packing peanuts getting into my computer. Even though they said they're non-static, I don't believe the writing on the box, because they could lie to you and then they fuck up your computer and then you get pissed. Pretty much. Take off. No, screwdriver. Pieces of tape. Shit. I heard a beep. I don't know if that's what that. Alright, so what we're going to do is basically we're just going to set this graphics card right in here. And then align it up with the PCI Express port. And go ahead and set it down. Just make sure that you have these little pins pushed in and then pushed back so that your graphics card can actually go into the little housing. Also, what I should have done is remove the screws that it needs so it can screw into this. I'm gonna have my friend hold my graphics card. That box has the anti-static wrap in it. Alright. So, I'm gonna have my friend Brent hold this. Say hi, Brent.
Hi, Brent.
Alright. So what you're going to want to do is just remove the screws where you're going to put in your graphics card. For me, I actually need to take up 2 ports, so I need to take out 2 separate screws. And then it'll actually allow me to. Alright, so now we're going to take the graphics card, thank you, and lower it down into your case. Make sure you have all your cables and everything pushed out of the way because you don't want them getting pinched down inside your connection. It's a bad day. So just get it nice and flat down there, and then you can go ahead and put your pins back down just so it holds there temporarily, and then go ahead and put your screws back in. Now most of you won't have a priority mail slip there. You'd actually have to take out the little pieces in the back. So if you're confused about why your case doesn't have priority mail slips on it, there you go. Alright, so now you can see the end of my graphics card sticking out here. We can go ahead and start installing the power supply. Alright, so for my build, I'm going with a 750 power supply. It's by Roswell. It's 80 plus gold, so it has short, over voltage, and low voltage protection, along with a whole bunch of other crap, which is awesome. It's fully modular, so all the pins over here are plug-inable. It makes it easy for wire management, so you don't have a wire mess everywhere in your case. It's really nice to have as a little advantage. Alright, so we're gonna go install it. Alright, so coming back over here, we're gonna be installing this power supply. So what my friend's gonna be doing is he's gonna be taking out that priority mail slip that's over there. Like I said once before, your computer probably won't have those, and if it does, well, kudos to you. Just follow along. But the majority of you won't have the priority mail slips on the back of your computer. Alright, so just throw your trash on the floor and then proceed to open up the box. Alright, so inside the box it comes with an instruction manual, of course. It comes with this pouch full of all your wires, which is actually kind of nice. I haven't actually seen a power supply come with a pouch like this with all the wires in it, so I give them kudos for that, because that's actually really nice. It has all your connectors that you're going to need to wire up your motherboard, your graphics card, and all your other sliders. So other than the pouch, you have the PSU itself, the power supply. Right here. This is inside this plastic wrapping. Go ahead and take that wrapping off. Alright. So you got your basic on-off switch, you got your stats, and then you got your fan on the bottom, and it tells you all the connectors right here of what they plug into. Alright, so this is a part of a slider. It's a 3.0 connector. My motherboard has 3.0, but I'm just going to leave that out for right now and keep it hanging over on the side so you don't have to worry about that. Like I said, I'm not going to do the sliders right now. I'm just going to worry about the main stuff and then wire everything up after and get everything in place. Alright, so what we're going to do is lower this power supply down here carefully. Try not to drop it inside there if you don't have like the best grip on it. Alright, and then you're going to slide it up on here. And then you're going to have your friend hold it.
If you have a friend, we're sorry that you're a loner.
Yeah. So, no
one said anything about being a good friend, alright?
Yeah, you don't need to have a necessarily good friend to have him hold it. Just someone there. Okay. Alright, I'm not sure where the screws are exactly. I think they're in the pouch. Like, yeah, here they are. So these are the 4 screws that come. They're basic screws. They look kind of goldish, silverish, fancy. Alright, so what we're gonna do is basically
stick those motherfuckers in the hole.
Yeah. Oh man.
I contribute.
Alright, so over here we're going to basically be installing the PSU's 4 screws in the back to hold it in its place. So what we're going to do is get these screws out of the bag like that, and then proceed to line up the holes with the power supply, and then just put the screws in like this. Now, like I was saying, on all the screws that I put in, you don't have to put them in necessarily extremely hard. You just want to put them all in so it hangs there, and then you want to cross tighten it. There we go. To get equal pressure on all 4 sides. Okay, so now that your power supply is installed, it's really up to you if you want to go and wire everything with the connectors at the moment, but if you wanted to, you could just finish the installation of all your other parts like I'm going to do, and then wire everything together after. Alright, so the next item I'm going to be installing into my desktop is this. It's a 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. It's kind of fancy how they did that, actually. You can put stuff in here, and it's like inflatable. Hey, Brent. Yeah. 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 But the more you look at it, the more it just kind of mind fucks you. You're just like, how did they, never mind. How? I give him kudos on top of that packaging method, because, that's actually pretty cool. So what I'm doing is, my case came with these sliders, so what I'm doing is basically just hooking the sliders on like that, so I could just slide it right into place, and it's a no screw attachment, which is nice. Back over here, you're just gonna want to slide the hard drive into whichever open port you have it, like that, and then just go ahead and connect your SATA cable like that. And then after that, I think I'm gonna install my other SSD while I'm at it. This, well, not my other SSD, I'm gonna install